Bam, bada, bam, bada, bam, bada, bam, bam.
Make your own intro sound.
Yo, yeah, we got copyrighted. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. It's been a little while, but
It's been 4 weeks since we've posted any podcast ever, so
we're back now. Everyone's back from reading week. We're settling back into our schedule, so hopefully we'll be. Although we said that last time, we didn't really be consistent, so like, hopefully this time's the the one. But on today's episode, we got some big hitting topics. So we're first going to talk about the Raptors and Bucks game tonight and how that's going to shake out the East. We're going to be talking about Zion again because he made his return. And actually, did we talk about his return last episode?
We haven't talked about his return yet.
Well, he's playing LeBron tonight, so we're going to talk a little bit about that too. We're also going to talk about the 8th seed in the West, talk about Bradley Beal a little bit. We're going to talk about the All-Star game that just happened a couple weeks ago. Steph Curry, the situation happened in Philadelphia, and then we're going to finish out the show talking a little bit about Kobe Bryant, as we haven't discussed that yet, because I think the previous one we recorded was we recorded it 3 days before it happened, and we posted it the day after, so it seemed like we just didn't talk about it, but we just hadn't recorded anything for it. So
Recorded pretty early.
we might actually put that into a second one and just like have like a kind of second shorter podcast just talking about Kobe, but I guess we'll figure that out as we go. But moving into our first topic, as mentioned, Raptors and Bucks tonight. Currently in the third quarter, or end of the third quarter, and the Bucks were up. The score is currently 90-82. Not that matters. You guys are going to know the score by the time this is posted. But yeah, what do you got to say about that, Mr. Raptor fan over there?
Well, for one, I think the Raptors have been one of the best teams in the league for the last month or two. I would say they've won
15 of the last 16, I think it is.
16 of the last 17 now after that win against the Suns a couple days ago, something like that. But
yeah, they're crazy. Like the fact that like this is more or less the exact same team as last year, minus one of like the top 3 best players in the league, and they're still doing this is ridiculous. I think you obviously Mike had high expectations for him this year, but I don't even think you thought they were going to be this good.
Oh god, no! I thought they were going to be. I think in my season predictions, I had them as like the 6th or 7th seed. Like I didn't think they were going to be this good.
Even I had them. I think I had them like the 4th seed. I think.
Yeah, I don't think I had them that high. Because we did do one where we predicted the standings, right? I don't remember.
No.
Huh?
But I mean, like, at the start of the season, I thought it was going to be the Bucks number 1, Sixers 2, and then Celtics 3, and then Raptors 4. But, I mean, like, again, I guess you guys are going to know the score by the time this is posted, but right now it's an 8-point game with 7 minutes left, so they could still come back. And if they do end up winning this game, like, that really changes things out east.
Give them the belief that they can even beat the Bucks in the playoffs, who've already clinched, and the fact that they've been so good this season. Like,
yeah, I mean, granted, Giannis isn't having a great scoring night. He's only shooting 3 for 9 and 12 points right now. But I mean, even then, that's really this point in the season against good teams. Like, it's really just confidence more than anything that's important in those sort of games. So I think definitely having the confidence, knowing that they can hang with that team right now, is going to go huge come May.
Yeah, it's definitely been a huge game. Like, obviously confidence-wise, but like obviously standings-wise isn't get affected as the Raptors are 7 games back. But I just think that beating them once this season will be huge.
When do they play again next, or is this their last meeting here?
Well, they've played already this season, and the Bucks I think blew them out or something.
They only play twice.
I
actually have no idea.
I think they should play 4 times because division teams play 6 times, I think, and then Eastern Conference teams play 4 times, and then we play the West teams twice. Well, a lot.
Okay, actually, I'm sorry. I just pulled it up right here. They actually play back-to-back games against the Bucks.
Oh. April
1st and 3rd. One game in Milwaukee, 1 game in Toronto. That's a huge 2-game span right there. Yeah, jeez, that's a tough. Actually, just like looking at that, like that's a tough start to April for the Raptors. Bucks, and then the Rockets. Ooh, that's gonna be a big stretch right there.
Oh, I just thought of another topic.
But yeah, so
something went wrong. Really Google.
Anyways, moving on to our second topic here, talking a little bit about Zion. I don't think we did talk about his return because I remember talking about him.
I think we
last
talked
podcast.
about when he was going to return.
No, because he had his first game back. I remember talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
But he's going up against LeBron tonight. So that game tips off.
22 points a game so far this year in his 13 games he's played.
That game actually, that Lakers Pelicans game starts in exactly 1 minute.
There we go.
Because we're finally not recording at 1 a.m. for.
True.
What do you think the Zion's chances? I know we might have touched on it a little bit, but now that he's played a few games, what do you think his chances of Rookie of the Year are?
Me personally, I don't think he should win it. I think that Ja has played the whole year. He's only going to play 30 games, maybe 40 games, compared to Ja's 70 to 80 games probably. So I think the fact that he hasn't played 50 games this year, which I think should be the minimum games played for the Rookie of the Year award, I just think that's too much.
But here's where I agree with you, but to play devil's advocate, right now, and it's our next topic of conversation, the 8th seed in the West out there. The Grizzlies are falling and the Pelicans are rising. So what happens if, as soon as Zion comes back, Pelicans shoot up, Ja's still playing well, but his team doesn't start doing well, Grizzlies fall out of the playoffs, and the Pelicans make the playoffs. Does that change anything to you?
Well, the Pelicans are currently 5 games back, and the Trailblazers I think is still a better team than the Pelicans. So I think if Memphis falls, I think Portland will be the team to go up, although they don't have Dame right now, so that might be pretty difficult.
But I'm saying hypothetically, if the Pelicans make the playoffs. That's a hard case to. They go from being one of the worst teams in the West to making the playoffs as soon as Zion comes back. Mm-hmm. You got to at least think about it. You know?
I think that would make him a consideration, but I still think that the games played would be too much.
Yeah, I can see him getting a few first place votes though. I could see.
I want Ja to win it though. Personally.
Oh my God, I love watching Ja, dude.
Personally, I want Ja to win. Let's just talk about the way he's been playing. He's unreal when it comes to just overpowering his opponents. You saw him, I think it was against the Bucks. You literally got the rebound, missed, got the rebound again, then missed, and then got the rebound again, and then
Ja?
No, Zion.
Yeah. I was like, Ja's getting offensive rebounds. What?
He's been absolutely unreal. Obviously that first game where we talked about it already, but that first game he played where he wasn't good until the fourth quarter and then he went off for 13 points.
But the thing, and I feel like this is a similar that a lot of people don't really talk about between Ja and Zion, is they both, for rookies, just have zero fear whatsoever.
No, yeah.
They both will just drive on absolutely anybody, and both of them just try and posterize.
Ja trying to posterize Kevin Love.
Yeah.
If he made that dunk, Kevin Love would have had to retire.
No, but they both, for 19, 20-year-olds, it's insane how just fearless they are of other players in the league. They're both going to be, I can see them both being faces of the league for years to come. And it's crazy to think about that too. We basically got back-to-back years where you get 2 rookies who are almost superstars right at the gate. Last year, obviously, with Luka and Trey.
Yeah.
We'll get to that a little bit when we talk about the All-Star game. But Luka and Trey last year, and then Zion and Ja this year. The league's in good hands, man. I'm looking forward to the future.
Well, even if you think about it, 7 years ago now, maybe 6 years ago now, with Wiggins and Parker, those two, when they first came to the league and how big they were, and how that competition happened. I think that rookie, it's always 2 rookies now. It's no longer just the one. There's always going to be 2 that are competing for it.
Yeah. But no, even though I've kind of given points for Zion, I do still think Ja's got it.
Yeah.
But it's fun to talk about.
I think everybody expected the Memphis Grizzlies to be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't think anybody expected them to be in a playoff.
Not even even if they don't make it, even if they end up being a 9th or 10th seed, I still think that's a good season for them.
I want them to move back to Vancouver. I love those jerseys. Just move back to Vancouver or come to Calgary.
Dude, every single time they wear those Vancouver throwbacks, I'm just like, damn, I need to get one of those. They're one of the, I think this is completely unrelated, but one of the nicest jerseys of all time.
I'm gonna throw in a breaking news here.
Oh,
Wake Forest upsets 7th ranked Duke in double overtime.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, 113-101 in double overtime. Wake Forest,
Dude,
former.
I have not even been paying attention at all about college basketball. We don't really talk about college basketball too much on this podcast, if at all. But, like, I genuinely don't even know if I've watched a single minute of college basketball.
Wake Forest, the former team of the great Taco Fall. Almost beat Zion last year.
Okay, you know what? Since we've already kind of talked about, like, a little bit, and you mentioned Taco Fall, I want to talk about All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
Because I have a few things to talk about. So, first of all, Rising Stars game. Did you see? I think it was at the end of the half or something.
Trey with that buzzer beater.
Rising Stars game. It was Luka.
Oh, Luka. Okay.
Luka's. It's crazy how like
the most casual half court shot I've ever seen.
Literally, yeah. But I think Rising Stars game. I kind of had a bit of a laugh about it because it was like. Usually at the end of like the All-Star games and Rising Stars game, obviously not this All-Star game because it was a little bit different, but it still happened with the Rising Stars game. There's like the last like 2 minutes or so are always like a dunk contest. Neither team made a single dunk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the game or not, but literally like Zion missed like 2 or 3 dunks. Ja missed a few dunks. I think Brandon Clark missed a dunk or 2. And it was like, okay, boys, you're wide open. I know you're trying to get flashy with it, but make a dunk. Just get it in the bucket.
Yeah, no, I think this has probably been one of the better All-Star weekends in a long time. Like,
do you want to go through? Do you want to like go through like all the events and everything?
Yeah, let's go through everything.
One by one.
All-Star weekend for just in general started with the Rising Stars. Obviously, that was a pretty entertaining game. I think I didn't watch.
Game. I only watched about half of it.
Yeah, me too. I didn't watch all of it. I did go to Rockyford halfway through it, so I didn't watch the full game. But yeah, from what I saw, it was a pretty entertaining game.
The thing I don't really like about the Rising Stars games, I'm not really a fan of the U.S. versus world thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, there are a lot of good international players, but, like, you look at the depth of the U.S. versus, like, you had guys who, like, on the U.S., like, I mean, DeAndre Ayton, Zion, Ja, like, all these guys. And then on, like, the world team, there was, like, Mo Wagner and then, like, I think...
Svi
Mikhailuk, or however you say his name. I think he was there, too, and it was like, okay, like...
If he wasn't, I mean, whoops, but...
But yeah, so it's like I like where they were trying to go with it, trying to like get like a more global audience to like check into it. And obviously Luka's like a phenomenal player and RJ Barrett and all them, but like I don't know if I don't really know how I feel about it. I haven't really liked it since they introduced it a couple of years ago.
I just think they should go East versus West. I think that'd be easier. Like just
or even if they do the same thing as the All-Star game where they do like a fantasy draft or something. Like I think that'd be miles more entertaining. But anyways, yeah, I don't really have too much to talk about outside of that for the Rising Stars game. But moving on to Saturday night.
I'm not going to talk about the celebrity game? No.
To the celebrity game? Actually, I watched every single second of the celebrity game, dude. That's my favorite part of the weekend.
I did enjoy watching Stephen A. Smith as the coach, though.
Did you actually watch it?
No, I didn't watch it. I watched the highlights of Stephen A. Smith being the coach, though.
Okay. I haven't even seen that. So
it's him yelling at his goddamn team, because of course he was.
Oh my God, wait, didn't he almost get kicked out?
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that actually.
He yelled at the ref. But yeah, then we can move on to Saturday night. I did watch most of it.
I think I pretty much watched all of it.
Me and Kenzie watched all of it except for the skill competition, I think.
Dude, the skills competition, I'll just talk about it for like a minute here or so. The skills competition was so weird. So, you know how I think it was a year or two ago, where they have like...
Backcourt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually it's like one half of the bracket's the front court guys and one half of the bracket's the backcourt guys.
Yeah.
They just matched all of them up just like randomly.
Oh.
So it ended up being a front court guy versus a backcourt guy in every single one of the first rounds. And the front court guy won every single one of them. Yeah,
like goes to bonus versus Adebayo at the end, right?
Yeah, but literally like out of the first round, Siakam won his.
Of course.
Bam Adebayo won his, obviously. Jason Tatum won his. And then Sabonis. So like every single one of the guards was out after the first round.
Man, how dare Derrick Rose lose? Man, that's...
Yeah, that was bizarre because I mean, obviously, like when you think of the skills competition, like in years past, like up obviously, I got up until a couple of years ago, you just think of it being dominated by like the guards and stuff.
Yeah.
And when it was head to head, the bigs won every single time, and they got to make shots in that too, right? So like it kind of just shows how the game has progressed over the past little while, and you know, bigs need to be able to shoot and handle the ball and all that sort of stuff.
Bam is unreal. Can't express that enough. How much I like
some crazy stuff. This is like. Nobody else is really going to care about this but me, but I need to vent. So in my fantasy basketball league, I totally forgot that Yusuf Nurkic was injured. So I drafted him with like my 11th round pick or something. I was like, okay, whatever. That's fine. I realized it after a couple days after the draft. I was like, cool. I did the draft 2 months before the league starts. So I'll just pick somebody up. Somebody literally picked Bam Adebayo up in free agency a day before me. Nobody drafted Bam in my league, and now he's averaging 24 fantasy points a game. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I could have had Bam.
He's solid.
Anyway, sorry, end of rant. People just skipped over that, but I wanted to get it off my chest.
No.
Moving on to the 3-point contest.
I could talk about that a bit. I think it was a great group of players. Every single player got, well, not every single one. Devontae Graham did not get 20.
Devontae Graham did.
A lot.
I don't think Trey did either.
No, I think, but more than half of them got 20. The fact that, you went into that final round and you had no idea who was winning. You had Bertans, Buddy Hield, and Devin Booker, and you're like, all three of these guys could win it.
Dude, imagine if it had been Duncan Robinson who won that and the Heat had three-peated on...
Dude, if that had happened, that would have been crazy.
But no, it was a surprise to me. And I can't remember what his name is because I'm having a blank, but it was the tall Latvian dude. The Latvian laser, as they were calling him on the broadcast.
Oh, Davis Bertans?
Davis Bertans, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I was not expecting anything from him. He looked so nervous at the beginning. I was like, oh, he's going to
he missed his first, 7 shots.
Yeah, he was like, okay. I was like, okay, well, it's over for him. And I think he hit one of those Mountain Dew.
I think he hit both of them in his first round.
I was like, okay, well, that's a thing. And he ended up with 25 points or something crazy like that. And I was like, all right, talk your shit, dude. Let's go.
I want to low-key talk about somebody on the telecast that I didn't like, to be honest. No. Somebody who pissed me off on the telecast was Reggie Miller as a commentator.
Why?
I don't know. He just pissed me off. He kept getting stats wrong, and it was annoying the shit out of me the whole night. And I was just like, Reggie, just let D Wade talk, because D Wade was unreal.
Let D Wade give dunks a 9. I mean, what? We're gonna get into that later. But no, it's seriously. And the other thing about the 3-point contest is that Mountain Dew 3-point zone is so sick.
Yeah, that was a nice addition. I think it was so subtle, you never knew it was gonna happen until the event started, and it was just something that
I thought. I don't know why, and it doesn't make sense. I don't know why I thought about this, but I assumed it was gonna be a full rack.
Yeah.
For both of them, but I kind of like how it was only one ball because it's if you are that deep 3 specialist and I don't know if and somebody else isn't, that if there's a hole 2 whole racks that deep, then that gives you a huge advantage. So I liked it only being one, but I'm surprised also nobody forgot about it.
Yeah,
because I feel like guys are just so especially guys who've done that event in the past.
Joe Harris almost forgot about it. He had to come back.
Oh, he did. Yeah. You're right. Yes. But I feel like guys who have done the event, i.e. Joe Harris, who are just used to just going around the.
Well, yeah, because Joe Harris won it 2 years ago. He was so used to it. Right?
Yeah. But it was. I like the new implementation because guys, I mean, you look at Trae Young, Steph Curry, guys are just shooting. Damian Lillard as well, pulling up from 40 feet like it's nothing and hitting them in the middle of games, right? So you kind of got to adapt that contest to the modern day NBA, and I think that was a perfect way to do it. So.
And then not to mention the buzzer beater from Buddy Hield to win. Last ball at the buzzer, makes it and wins.
Buddy just flexing his gold chain too, like it's nothing.
Devin Booker would have been a 2-time champ.
And then moving on to obviously the best of the night, the dunk contest. Dude, how did Aaron Gordon not win that, man?
The fact that Derrick Jones Jr. won.
Okay, don't get me wrong. Derrick Jones Jr. was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, he had some good dunks.
He was unreal. But Aaron Gordon was on another level.
I just think the fact that Derrick Jones Jr. not taking anything away from him, but the fact that he won on a copy dunk that's been done so many times throughout the years, from just jumping from the free throw line that he didn't even jump from the free throw line at and dunking it normally, annoys me.
Well, okay, and the thing is yes, I understand the first round is 2 dunks. Whoever goes there, it gets reset to 0. And then they have their other 2 or 3 dunks, however many they're supposed to do, if it's not a tiebreaker. That's all good and well, but I think the tiebreaker should be how'd you do in your first round.
Yeah.
That should be the tiebreaker. It shouldn't be, because At that point, that happened. Same thing with Zach LaVine and Eric Gordon a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They're both unreal dunkers. They're not getting less than a 50 unless the judges have something out for them, which it did come out that they did. Like, they were trying to match the scores, and somebody just messed up what number they were supposed to put up. Like,
I still think it was common.
Like, they've come out and said that. So, like, just say, okay, you know what, after, let's say, even if, like, okay, you have your 2 dunks in the first round, top 2 coming to the finals, 2 dunks in the second round, and it's tied, then you do 1 dunk off, and if it's still tied after that, then you do a combined score. And if it's still tied after that, then you can continue to do a dunk off. But, like, Zach LaVine literally had 5 straight 50 dunks, and he didn't win.
Yeah.
Like, that one off the side of the backboard, like, where, like, he kind of throws it up and, like, kind of cradles it around in, like, the reverse. That was, first of all, a terrible pass. It hit, like, the corner of the backboard. Like, he had to kind of, like, change his trajectory to catch it. And he like, Max gets a 50, and then he lost.
Well, here's the thing. That's 360 dunk that he did was also unreal. And it was such a good dunk that Kenzie, who doesn't watch basketball, doesn't care about basketball, went, holy shit.
Yeah.
She was going crazy. And, like, called me in the room because I went to go do something else. And she was like, Mike, you have to come see this dunk. And I was like, okay.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah, no, he was, like, he just absolutely put on a show.
I have a rant about dunk contests.
Oh, okay.
All these celebrities.
The floor is yours.
All these celebrity judges they bring in. First of all, why is Boswell, like, Black Panther, a judge?
Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah. Like, why is he a judge and why is Common a judge? Like, they've never dunked in their lives. They don't know, like, the great credentials for a dunk. Like,
what was the one? I saw a photo after, like, the dunk contest this year because it's somebody on Twitter I think had, like, the same thing you were talking about there. I want to say it was, like, from, like, the mid-2000s, and, like, the panel was Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Julius Erving. I think, like, Dominique was on it or something. Like, all, like, like, people who have, like, won dunk contests. Like, that should be how it's supposed to be. Dwayne Wade, even though he played in the NBA, I don't even think he should have been in it because he's not really been known as, like, a high-flying dunker. Like, it should be guys who have been in the contest, know what it's like to be in the contest, that sort of thing, not just random celebrities, because I agree with you on that one.
Like, and I understand Candace Parker being there, too. Like, Candace Parker
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, like, having that women's player there makes sense to me. Like, have that women's player, that's fine with me. Just having random celebrities, though, it pisses me off every year. Like, didn't they have, like, DJ Khaled doing it last year or something?
I think DJ Khaled was 2 years ago, but I think he was on there at some point.
He should not be grading dunks at all, and that's just it pisses me off because
I'm totally with you on that one. It's a dumb way that they set it up.
Like, I guaranteed if they were all slam dunk contest legends, they wouldn't have messed up that last grading.
Or even what's that one show? I think it's on TNT or ABC or something, where it's like those, like, professional street dunkers.
Yeah,
have those guys on it. Have, like, 1 or 2 of those guys. How about, like, even if it's, like, I don't know, if, like, let's say, like, 2 dunk contest winners, 2 pro dunkers, like a WNBA player, and, like, even if it's, like, 1 celebrity, just to, like, you can get people who don't watch basketball, like, I'll tune in to watch Chadwick Boseman. Like, sure, right? Even if it's just, like, 1.
But, like, 3 of them were on that panel?
Yeah, it's dumb.
I'm surprised that Nate Robinson has never been a fucking judge.
What happened to Nate Robinson? Because I have not heard that name in a very long time, and I have not. Is he still alive? Is he doing all right?
He's doing all right. He can still dunk.
Shout out Nate Robinson, man. Love that guy.
He's got 3 dunk contest championships, by the way.
Yeah. I'll never forget that. I think it was the first dunk contest I ever watched. Was when he had, like, that lime green Knicks jersey,
he jumped
dressed up as Kryptonite and dunked over Dwight Howard as Superman. That was one of the coolest dunks I've ever seen.
I have more breaking news here.
Ooh, drum roll.
The Toronto Raptors have lost to the Milwaukee Bucks 108-97.
So everything we were talking about earlier in this podcast is just out the window. It's gone. It doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I mean, we didn't talk about the game itself, really. We talked about how this game will affect things, so.
But that confidence that we're talking about, it's not there. Also, Giannis had 19 points and 19 rebounds. Holy crap. Dude, that Bucks team is just deep, man. Like,
yeah, but the Raptors, it looks like the Raptors had a pretty bad shooting night, personally. Like, Siakam was 6 for 14. Anunoby was 4 for 8. Ibaka was 2 for 15.
Yikes.
Lowry was 2 for 12.
Yikes.
Fred VanVleet was 5 for 14. And then the bench was okay. But Terrence Davis was 3 for 9, which doesn't happen very often. Terrence Davis has been a great player, by the way.
But because neither one of us watched the game, that could have just been because the Bucks are playing good defense.
That's true. Honestly, we can't say we know what happened in the game. We didn't watch it, but I watched a little bit of it. I watched like the end of the first quarter, but
so like maybe 5 minutes. So
yeah.
Anyways, moving back to All-Star Weekend. Getting to the actual game itself. Now, I will be honest, I didn't watch the first half. I just watched the third quarter and then the that like final like total score fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Third quarter, I mean obviously third quarter is just kind of like any other All-Star game. I do like how they had charities.
Yeah, that was cool.
The charities, the people who work the charities there at the game, I thought was really cool because it adds a little bit of pressure for the players and kind of gives them something to work towards. But that fourth quarter was amazing. That fourth quarter was one of the best it was the best All-Star game I've ever seen. The intensity was there. Guys were actually playing defense. Kyle Lowry took a goddamn charge
on his
twice.
On his buddy Kawhi.
Like, who does that in an All-Star game?
Well, that's why Kyle Lowry was an All-Star, though. Like, that's one of the main reasons he's there is because of his hustle.
It was hilarious, though, because on Twitter after the game, like it felt like 50% of Twitter was like Kyle Lowry made that All-Star game so much better, and then 50% of people were like, never let Kyle Lowry into an All-Star game ever again.
Honestly, though, Kyle Lowry had a good game. I think he had like 15 and 6.
He had a very Kyle Lowry game.
Yeah.
He did what he knew his role. He didn't really try and do anything out of his comfort zone. He just kind of played what he needed to do. And
I want to see Kyle Lowry dunk. I just want to see it happen. Get up there, young fella.
Wow, like Chris Paul dunking. That was crazy.
Well, Chris Paul.
Dude, shout out Chris Paul being an All-Star, though, for real.
Shout out for OKC and how good they've been this year. Nobody expected it. Well, ESPN said they were going to have 45 wins this year, but
I thought they were going to be like one of the worst teams in the league, I'm going to be honest.
Everybody was laughing at all those predictions that people were making because they had like 45 wins, and I was like, there's no way they're getting 45 wins.
I mean, it's possible. I think they're going to do it.
I don't think anybody expected SGA to have like 20.
Another guy I could have got from a fantasy basketball team. I'm sorry. I need to let that go. It's fine.
What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about
the only big change I would make to the All-Star game format is, and I don't know how you do it because obviously this year I don't know how they're going to do it in years forward, but obviously this year they had the 24 points for Kobe. That completely makes sense. And then so they had to end it on that one, so it ended on the Anthony Davis free throw. I would prefer if they changed the rules to something like more like a street ball rule where it's either like win by 2, you have to make a jump shot or like a field goal or something like that, right? Because like again, if it's like, I think it was again like this year where it was like the final target score was like 157 and both teams were at 156, and this was Anthony Davis on the free throw line. I was like, okay, well that's game over because he's making one of these free throws. Like I wish if you'd like, it was like a win by 2 and you have to make a bucket to win the game or something like that. I know again this year they're paying tribute to Kobe, and that's totally reasonable, but I don't know, that's kind of my 2 cents. It just kind of made all the action that happened in the game a little bit less, I don't know, not meaningful, but like it just kind of ruined it a little bit for me. So are you gonna get off your phone here, sir?
Sorry.
We are live.
I was looking at schedule stuff. You got a message on the magical app.
But anyways, do you have anything else to say about the All-Star game format? Anything like that? Any guys who surprised you who did anything crazy in this All-Star game? No.
I'm not gonna have anything to say about the All-Star game, but I will have something to say about NBA League Pass. Screw you for not letting me watch the game wherever I want because there's a blackout game because you can watch it on TV. I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like you can watch your game wherever, but like if it's on TV, you can't watch it.
Well, especially you being a Raptor fan, because most Raptor games are on TSN.
Yeah.
You're honestly probably better just to not buy it and then just like log into your TSN account and watch it on tsn.ca because I don't know why we're talking about that now, but we'll get into that now. Sure, why not?
It's dumb. Like, let me watch my, like, obviously I'm not gonna be at home watching the game every time. You got another notification on Tinder.
It's blowing up. What do you want from me? I'm a hot commodity.
Somebody who's in a relationship that came from Tinder. You know what I mean? I can't.
Cute. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Somebody who came from a relationship from Tinder, man. You go.
Well, that was not basketball related. Anyways,
Love you, Kenzie. All right.
Moving on to something similar to All-Star game, but Mr. Not an All-Star. Bradley Beal. Coming off of 2 back-to-back 50-point games, 53 and 55, losing in both of them. Dude, what's going on? What's your analysis on what's happening out in Washington right now?
Honestly, they're like, I look at their roster and it's like, it's a decent up-and-coming team. Like, it's not a team that's like, that should be shit.
I just hate that John Wall contract.
I do too.
With a passion.
I love John Wall as a player, but that
contract is going to come back to bite that team in the ass for years to come.
Unless they trade it. But the only person they could trade it for, well, I guess you could trade for Chris Paul.
You couldn't trade. I would at this point, if you're the Thunder, I would much rather have Chris Paul than John Wall. There's literally not a single person. There's not a single team you could trade John Wall to.
I got a notification today saying that John Wall wasn't expected to come back this season. I was like, I thought we already knew that. Like, I thought that was established. That was
just given, yeah.
Yeah, like,
I wasn't even holding my breath that he was coming back.
Yeah, like, there was no possible way. Anthony Davis is playing today, by the way.
Boom. But I agree with you in some regards with the Wizards team. Like, I do think they're a good young team.
Like Hachimura
is a beast. I just, like I said, like, the thing that's going to tank them is that damn John Wall contract.
I don't understand why they're still trying to win games. Like, they're 9th in the conference right now. They have 20 wins. They just tank.
Clearly they're not trying to win games because they lost when Bradley Beal had over 100 points in 2 games.
I mean, yes, but they also played decent teams too. They
played the Bucks last night, and then I can't remember who they played. Bradley Beal's other 50-point game.
I just forgot that the Bucks played a back-to-back and still beat us. God damn. Anyway.
Uh-oh, not looking good for your Raptors.
I mean, we're still 3rd in the league. It's fine.
Yeah, well, it's 1 less than my Lakers.
Could be less. It could be worse. I could be a Cavs fan.
Yeah,
I mean, next podcast we'll talk about the Cavs.
Moving on to Steph Curry. It just came out today that he is returning. He's coming back this Sunday. What do you have to? I don't like it. I think we had already touched on it a little bit, so we'll make this sort of quick. But I don't like that at all. I just think they have no reason to play. Draymond Green sucks. There's no hope for Golden State. Just go get James Wiseman and then dominate again next year. That's what. Like, I don't. There's no reason to play Curry.
That's what I'm thinking too. It's like, you shut down Klay Thompson, which was the right move. Let him keep healing. Let him go. And then, like, Steph, obviously, like, I don't know if there's like a rule behind it that you can't shut him down, and if he's healthy, he has to play. But, like, honestly, I'm playing him minimum minutes. I'm letting this team continue to tank. You're already the worst team in the league. Second worst team. Worst team in the league.
I think they're the worst team in the West. I think the Hawks might be worse.
Although they've been winning some games lately. Who knows?
You talk, I'll pull up the standings.
But yeah, it's just kind of like, let him go. Like, every single YouTuber I've seen that has done a rebuild on the friggin' Warriors has let Steph sit. So I'm just...
they're actually the worst team by far. They're actually 4 games worse than any other team in the entire league.
Yeah, so, like, that just goes to prove, like, why are you letting this happen? Like, why are you letting Steph come back to win you games? Like,
like, Steph, like, I granted, from a money perspective, it makes total sense. More people are going to come to your games if Steph Curry's playing, even if your team sucks. That makes sense. But if you're looking at it on the court production, let's think about this, whatever. Everyone close your eyes at home. Close your eyes. Think about what I'm about to say. Do you have your eyes closed? No, you don't. Anyways,
how would I close my eyes?
You close your eyes and picture what I'm about to say. So it is the 2019 NBA Finals. Kevin Durant gets hurt. Klay Thompson gets hurt. KD signs with the Brooklyn Nets. Klay Thompson is out for the year. Steph Curry gets injured. Everyone in the league is just like memeing on you. You guys suck. You're now the laughing stock of the league. You say, you know what? Okay, I'm all right with that. Steph, you're done for the year. Klay, you're done for the year. We are going to suck. We are going to be the worst team you could possibly imagine. We're going to get Andrew Wiggins and be the worst team you can possibly imagine. Boom. No, I'm not done. Close your eyes again. Summer comes. Steph, back full healthy. Klay, back full healthy. Oh, you have your 2 stars back that won you 73 games. Oh, and you also have the first overall pick, and now you have James Wiseman, who's going to be a generational talent, and you're back to being an NBA champion. Just like that. But instead, you want to make a quick buck by getting Steph Curry back, and you're probably not going to get top. You're probably still going to get a top pick, but you're probably not going to get like a top 5 pick. You can open your eyes now. Thank you.
So why did I close my eyes and imagine that because it happened?
Shut up.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like Steph is gonna win them at least 10 games. Like there's no way he doesn't win them 10 games at least in the stretch of this last.
Like he's just gonna will that team to like 20 wins. By that point, it's gonna be too late to get a good draft pick because the Timberwolves are not gonna be that good. The Hawks aren't gonna be that good. Right? Like so. Like I don't know. Again, like I do see why they're bringing him back for like money purposes and like there might be some rule, but like just sit him, man. Just let him enjoy the spring with his kids and his wife. Just like let him hang out, you know.
One thing I will say, one thing I do love, is Draymond Green dying.
Draymond Green sucks.
I remember saying a couple years ago, I was like, yo, Draymond Green is overrated as shit. Like he wouldn't be who he is without Klay Thompson and Steph Curry.
Ooh, I have something to talk about here now that we're talking about Draymond Green being terrible. I saw a hot take on Twitter, and I want to know what you feel about this. Do you think now that the Warriors don't have a lineup full of all-stars that Steve Kerr has been kind of exposed as a bad coach?
No. I think this team could be a lot worse. I think that like
worse than 12 games?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look at the lineups they've had, though. They've been competitive. You can't say they haven't been competitive.
True.
Like, I think Steve Kerr definitely made this team look at least somewhat decent throughout these awful games. Like, they've almost beat teams. They beat the Rockets the other night.
But are you sure that wouldn't be the case if they had a different... Are you sure they wouldn't be better if they had a better coach?
I think Steve Kerr didn't handle D'Angelo Russell right, but...
No. Because didn't he pretty much come out right like as soon as they traded him saying he didn't think he was a good fit right from that get-go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a great leadership thing to say as a head coach. But I don't know. I don't think he's a terrible coach. But I definitely don't think he's as good as people were giving him credit for a couple of years ago. Because you could be the worst. Like, I could go coach the Warriors team of Steph Curry, Klay, KD, Draymond Green, and DeMarcus Cousins and be like, hey, just go out there and play. Just do whatever you want. They'd still probably end up winning the championship. Right? Like, you could literally just do whatever you wanted with that team, and they're still probably going to end up winning.
Yeah.
Whereas now, and like you look at, I don't know, let me think of an example. Hell, the Spurs. I know they're not great this year, but if they didn't have Greg Popovich, they would be a lot worse. A lot worse.
Shout out to DeMar DeRozan.
Shout out to DeMar and LaMarcus.
Shout out to DeMar, who should have came back to the Raptors.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation happening in Golden State. I love it, though, because I just don't really like Golden State.
I remember when we were at our hotel room in Barcelona 2 years ago.
Light flex.
And we were laying in our beds, and suddenly we get
separate beds. We were not laying in the same bed, just like
I said beds. We're fine. And we got the notification that DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Golden State Warriors.
Bro, I almost cried.
Dude,
like dead ass.
I think we both threw our luggage bags across the room.
Well, no, I remember that night because story time, we had like a flight at like 7 a.m. or something next morning. So us being idiot like 18-year-olds, we're like, yeah, we're just not gonna sleep. We're just not gonna sleep tonight. So we were literally up, and it was literally like 3 a.m.
And like we weren't even like drinking or anything or like anything
We were just
like
like,
that.
I think we're just like, just hanging out chatting, and we saw that notification at like 3 in the morning, and we just lost our shit. We're like, are you kidding me right now?
Shout out to the own Tyler Verlute for saying that goatee picture.
Not that anybody's ever gonna actually see that, but like,
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen. No, I won't, because the Snapchat and already took it away.
but yeah. So, actually, let's talk about DeMarcus Cousins for a little bit here. I feel bad for him, man. Getting cut. I understand the reason behind it. But I do like what the Lakers are doing, though, because they're still letting him train with the team. They're still letting him work the facilities, because I think they want to sign him again next year.
I think they do too.
I think the only reason they let him go is because they were like, okay, you know what?
We want more.
We want you back, but at the same time, we need to make a push for this playoff run. Right now, LeBron's getting old. DeMarcus, we would love to have you back. So even though you're getting cut, we're going to do absolutely everything in our power to make you feel at home here. You can have access to all of our facilities. Just like let us know whatever you need. And that's a hell of a business strategy, I think.
Well, because if you think about it, Anthony Davis, he won't. He's not going to decline it, but he could still technically decline his player option. And if that happens, then DeMarcus Cousins come back and he gets another chance, and maybe he goes back to averaging 20 points a game.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't even need to either.
Yeah.
He could average like 50. He could do what Dwight Howard is doing right now.
Yeah.
And everything would be perfectly fine.
The only thing about DeMarcus Cousins now is that so many people don't believe in him anymore. Like, everybody basically said that he was useless when he played for the Warriors in that finals run.
But I think he was still injured, though.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be caught. I stand by this. This is February 25th, 2020. Mark my words. Noah Tribuck did say this. DeMarcus Cousins is going on a revenge tour next season.
I think
he is going to be on a mission. I don't know who he's going to be playing for. I don't know what system he's going to be under, what city he's going to be in, but he is going to be out for blood.
Part of me did not want the Hawks to trade for Capella so that DeMarcus Cousins could sign there and start.
For the Hawks? Dude, like, as long as he gets minutes somewhere, he's going to be a beast. Because he's going to be like, all right, you know what? You guys wrote me off. I'll remind you what I could do.
He's a natural talent. Like, he made everything look so like effortless when he played well. Like, 3-point shot, easy. Behind the back pass,
he's just such a big dude too. Like, when he gets to a spot in the post when he's healthy, like, he's like, yes, he's skilled, but even if he wasn't that skilled, he can just bully you. Like, and you add the skills he has on top of that, and he's dangerous, man. I don't know why people are sleeping on him.
Like, if he played in the same era as Dwight Howard in his prime,
oh my God,
he would have been unreal.
Over.
He would have had 30. He probably would have averaged 30 in 12 games. Like, Dwight Howard averaged 26 and 15 or something. I don't remember.
I have a beautiful segue here. Ready? So we're gonna be talking about somebody who was a dominant big man to somebody who thinks they're a dominant big man. And without it, we're talking about Joel Embiid. So, granted, yes, he had like a 40, 45-point game last night. But he kind of sucks. I don't like him. I don't think he's a guy you can build a team around. I would much rather build a team around Ben Simmons. But that's just my 2 cents. Michael, what do you have to say about that?
To be fair, since he's said that, I think he's had 40 and 50 points in his last 2 games or something like that. 40-some points in back-to-back games.
Yeah, but like, can you really build a team around Joel Embiid? I don't Simmons. If you can get guys who, if you can get guys who can shoot around Ben Simmons, he's a scary threat.
I think.
Okay, just like hear me out for a second here.
Yeah.
Imagine Ben Simmons on the Rockets.
Playing power forward?
Imagine that.
Just want to say that you could put him at center and he's still taller than PJ Tucker.
You could put him literally anywhere on that team because he's got shooters around him. I mean, Russell Westbrook isn't the best shooter, but he's been shooting pretty well as of recently. I mean, obviously James Harden, PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon. Like, that 5-out system would
Covington.
That 5-out system would fit Simmons beautifully.
Who would you trade for him?
No, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would take Ben Simmons too. I just think that when Joel Embiid is hurt, the Sixers win games. When Simmons is hurt, they win some games, but they don't win every game. Like, they don't win as many.
Well, I
games.
guess we're going to find out because I do think Simmons is out for 2 weeks with some back issue I saw today.
Yeah.
So I guess we are going to find that out. But I agree with you that I don't know, man. Like, that Sixer team, because they have tried to gel something with Embiid and Simmons, but as much as they've wanted those two to work together, their games just don't kind of mesh well together. Like, you look at LeBron and AD, and their games just fit so smoothly together. Paul George and Kawhi, kind of same thing. I don't know any other examples off the top of my head, but just like if you have teams with two superstars, like, they tend to fit well together. But this Embiid Simmons experiment that's happening right now, I don't see it. I don't see it A, lasting, and 2, getting results in the playoffs.
The biggest thing with me is, like, Ben Simmons can't shoot the 3, and it's like he has to go to the paint to be effective. And the thing with that with me is that once he gets into the paint, Joel Embiid's already in the paint, so it's already clogged up there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, why they need to train beats for somebody who can, like, I'm trying to think who would be good.
Kevin Love would be a decent piece for him. Take away his pressures of being the number one option. Well, Drummond's kind of doing that.
Imagine, I
Porzingis.
don't see this happening at all, but imagine for a second you trade Embiid for Jokic. Obviously, Jokic, like, the Nuggets are never going to trade for him, but imagine Simmons and Jokic together. Because I think Jokic is a guy who would fit really, really well with Simmons, because yes, he can play inside when he needs to, but Jokic can also be an outside threat as well. So, and he has a better mid-range and three-point shot than Embiid.
And the thing I think I'll say about that is Jokic and Jamal Murray's pick and roll game is super good.
Deadly.
And, like, I've never seen Embiid and Simmons run the pick and roll perfectly for a whole game.
Well, the thing with, like, Embiid and Simmons is, like, again, this is me just, like, watching the games. I don't know what happens behind the scenes. It doesn't seem like they like each other.
No, it doesn't.
Like, you just look at the facial expressions they give each other on the court. Like, they don't hustle for the ball for each other. Like, when you're on a team, especially for Philadelphia, who's known as, like, a grinded out city, like, you expect your star players to be diving on the floor, like, doing everything you can, picking your other teammates up. And they don't really do that.
And who does that? Kyle Lowry.
Yes, exactly.
That's why the Raptors are so good.
And Giannis for the Bucks does the exact same thing too.
Siakam. Like, that whole Raptors team does that.
Fred VanVleet, yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's not a single team. Drake would dive on the floor for the Raptors. Him and his 3 championship belts.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's just I think it's just a mess in Philadelphia. They need to do something. Horford also sucks.
They're bringing him off the bench now.
Horford's just terrible. I thought that was gonna be a really, really good pickup in the offseason. He stinks. I don't know why. I don't know how, because he was really good last year, but he sucks now.
Well, here's the thing. They took a risk of having the two really good big men, and I think the fact that, again, it's clogging in the paint. Like, both players, obviously, but they can both shoot the 3, but a lot of the times they mainly stay in the post and they mainly stay in the paint. And I think Ben Simmons can't do what he can do when both of those guys are in the paint clogging it up. So I just think the fact that going for 2 twin towers in this NBA will not work if you have a facilitator point guard.
No. And again, like, Simmons is definitely, like, there are talents out there, like, I don't know, like LeBron James, Kawhi, like, guys who, no matter who you really put around them, they're going to elevate their guys' games. Whereas Simmons is this type of superstar who needs a specific player around him. Mm-hmm. He's not a guy who fits well with, like, those like twin towers down low. Like, he needs guys who space the floor for him, which he makes those type of players better, and those type of players make him better as well. But
I think that Tobias Harris in that system does not work either. I just think the fact that they had 3, like, in their starting lineup, they had 3 players in Horford, Embiid, and Toby, who all of them take mid-range shots or drive in the paint or are in the paint. Like
The other problem with that Sixers team is I haven't seen too many people talk about, but I think is a concern for them going forward, is they've put a lot of money into their stars, and they do not have a whole lot of money for reserve guys. Like, you look at their bench, and it's kind of like, is this really a good team? Like,
considering that they traded for Glenn Robinson III and Alec Burks, and we thought that was a good trade for them because those are two options that are not a lot of money.
yeah.
Just shows like
You have, obviously, Embiid and Simmons who are paid.
I
Or
don't think
going to be.
I think they've been paid. I don't remember how much though. I think 27 to 30 at least, right?
Yeah. Tobias, I don't think Tobias got a
34.
max, but I think he's,
I think he's making 32 or something.
yeah, like he's got a $150 million plus contract. Horford, about the same.
144 mil was his.
Like, you don't have a whole lot of money left over to give to reserve guys.
I think they have to trade Horford this offseason. And then maybe
But then again, you look, it's going to be the same thing as John Wall. Who wants to take that contract?
who's desperate enough to take that contract, I guess. Stanley could maybe take that contract.
What they want, though?
Probably won't.
Exactly.
They already have Ayton. One thing I will say, which is a good positive, making still rookie contract type of deal, Matisse Thybulle. I love his defense.
True.
Like, it's unreal. You watch him play, and he can lock up whoever. Like,
he should be. He's like the ideal Philadelphia 76ers player. He's the grit and grind guy.
Yeah.
But, well, that pretty much wraps up everything that I was going to talk about. I think, did we want to split Kobe into a different podcast, or did you want to kind of talk a little bit about him?
What time are we at right now?
I cannot see.
I think it's 51.
Yeah, we should probably cut it then.
Yeah.
So I think we'll have another podcast. It's probably a bit shorter. I'm just talking about exclusively about Kobe Bryant, as we haven't really talked about that situation since it happened. So we'll both probably share our thoughts about him, and then talk about the celebration of life and kind of the general like everything that kind of happened in not only the city of LA, but just everything that happened around the world. So that should be up probably around the same time as this one. Maybe this one a couple days before. So stay tuned for that. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in again.
Thank you guys for listening / watching / whatever you're doing.
Half Court Podcast for life, baby.
Shout out to Cardi B for saying Michael Jordan and her song, I guess.
Shout out all the pairs.